All right, algebra. This is lesson 1.2, solving multi-step equations. Should be very quick because I gave you a preview IXL of this yesterday, right? Yes. So you should have got some practice in this. We're going to go over it again and move on. I may not even do a practice assignment since you did the IXL already. All right, so somebody tell me, what is the definition of an inverse operation? Gabby. Perfect. You guys already knew that. We've talked about addition and multiplication, all the things. Somebody tell me, what is the definition of mean? Go ahead.
The sum of a numerical data set divided by the number of the data values.
So say that in English. Like layman's terms. So when you're trying to find the mean of a set of numbers, or the average is another way to say mean, what do you do mathematically? Yep, but add them all together and do what? And divide by how many numbers there are. It's exactly, you said it the fancy way, but to make it so it makes sense, when you're finding the mean, or average is the other word for mean, add up all the numbers in your set and divide by how many numbers were in your set, and that gives you the average or the mean. All right, solving multi-step equations. You're basically simplifying each side till you have the variable by itself and the number on the other side. Yes? Excellent. So in your journals, look for example 1 and write this down. So we're going to solve 2x. Yeah, my screen didn't fall. There we go. We're going to solve 2.5x minus 13 equals 2. So what is the first step to doing this, Neil? Add 13 to both sides because we have to inverse operation that. So plus 13 gives us 2.5x equals what? Very good. And then what's our second step here? Divide what?
By 2.5.
Very good. We're going to divide both sides by 2.5. Bless you. So, bless you. 15 divided by 2.5 equals 6. So, x equals 6. Circle it. Any questions on how we did that? Not too bad, right?
Yep.
If you ever want to check it, you just grab that 6, throw it where the x is, and see, does the left side equal the right side? All right. Let's do example 2. So find example 2 in your journal. We're going to solve negative 12 equals 9x minus 6x plus 15. What do you think the first step of this is going to be, Camila?
9x minus 6x.
Combine like terms. Very good. So the x stuff is a like term, so we're going to combine that. So you're actually going to do 9 minus 6, which would be what? 3. So that makes that a 3x. Now can we solve for x?
Add 12 to both sides.
You could, but there's a faster way to do this. We want to get the x by itself. So if we leave the x on the right, what would be something we could do? Minus the 15. So if we subtract 15 over to the left, because it really doesn't matter which side of the equal sign your variable is, you can solve it. So rather than moving everything to opposite sides, we just subtract the 15. So if you have a negative 12 minus 15, that's going to go further negative, correct? Very good, negative 27. Now the math is really nice because the last step is to do what? Divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 would be? Negative 9. Circle it. Any questions on how we did that? All right. So on your Chromebooks, do monitoring progress 1 through 3 real quick. I will pause my lecture. All right. So example 3, make sure you find this in your student journal so you can write the notes. So we're going to solve 2 times 1 minus x plus 3 equals negative 8. There's actually more than one way to solve this. So write small enough that you can write both of these methods, because some of you will like one method better than the other, and the other ones will like the second one. So I don't care which method you use when you do your homework, but I want to show you both. So the first one you're going to solve using distributive property. So you rewrite the equation. Y'all need to tell me when it's not showing up there. Like I'm clicking through it and walking you through things, and there's nothing for y'all to watch. Because
it just was frozen, so I didn't know if you were just sitting on it.
Well, so when I open the example, it shows up on a different tab. Hold, please. There you go. So distributive property, if you look up here, we're going to take the 2 on the outside of this parentheses and multiply it times everything inside. So 2 times 1 and also 2 times negative x. So when you do that multiplication, you'll get 2 minus 2x plus 3 equals negative 8. Okay? Now what would be our next step on this side? Yep. Combine like terms. So we're going to do 2 plus 3 gives you 5. Now we can simplify for x. So what's the next thing we're going to move? We're going to do what to the 5? Subtract it. Yep. Inverse operation. So then on the right we have negative 8 minus 5. So it's going to go further negative to be what? Negative 13. And then our last step is to divide the negative 2 away from the x. A negative divided by a negative is a? Oh, that was weak.
Positive.
Thank you. And you can divide 13 divided by 2, which gives you 6.5. Or if you're in Mrs. Cease's class, you can leave it 13 over 2. I'm okay with improper fractions. Okay, so your answer is x equals 6.5 or 13 over 2. I will wait. Yeah, remember you write this down in your journals because you guys get points for doing the examples in your journals on test day. Sometimes the journal book can almost offset a bad test grade. Like it'll help boost your grade. Write notes and follow in class. It will help boost your score. That's why I do the journal. And studies have shown that you practicing writing how to do the steps as I do them with you helps solidify it in your mind.
So many steps.
Yep. Eventually you'll get to the point where you can do more than one step in one step. Wow, that was weird. Multiple steps in one step. So like you could distribute and subtract the 5 and divide by negative 2, like all in a couple steps instead of multiple. But you got to get to the point where you can do each one to recognize how to do them together. So we're going to keep doing it slow and steady. When you get to high school, you can combine. All right, so now let's look at method 2. You can, everybody look up here real quick. You can consider this 1 minus x, like pretend that was its own term, its own entity, kind of like viewing it like a variable, like x. So what is the 2 next to parentheses mean? What kind of math is that? If you have, yes, multiplication. Very good. So what is the inverse of multiplication? So from here, instead of distributing, we can just divide by 2. Well, they decided to move the 3 first. So they moved the 3 first, and then we divide by 2. So what that does on the left, it cancels the 2, and I'm left with 1 minus x. Okay, so I have negative 11 over 2, which if you divide that, you get negative 5.5, and then I'm left with 1 minus x. That 1 is positive, so bless you. So I'm subtracting it across, which means I get the negative 6.5. But the last step is you have this negative with the x. We can't leave that, so you divide everything by negative 1. And that's what changes your sign back to 6.5. Is this the same answer as the other way we did it? Yes. Sometimes this method is faster, sometimes it's slower. But sometimes it clicks in your brain better than doing distributive property. So whichever way you prefer it, I don't care. But I need you to write both these methods under example 3. So you have another space on your paper to write this one. So Neil, you should be writing.
What if I wrote like method 1 in the whole middle?
I'll just write it over on the side. Squeeze it in there. Okay, so you should have 2 methods under this. And then when you do your actual assignment, I don't care which method you do. You may choose. I'll come back to that in just a second. You're going to be doing monitoring progress 4 through 9 once you have finished writing this example. All right, so we're going to do example, was this 4? Yes?
Yeah.
Example 4. All right, so we're going to use the table to find the number of miles represented by X you need to bike on Friday so that the mean number of miles biked per day is 5. What is mean? Mean? Huh? Add them all together and divide by how many there are. What's another word for mean? Average. There it is. Okay, so we're going to add all these up, including Friday. So 3.5 plus, write this down, plus 5.5 plus 0 plus 5 plus X. And then how many numbers are we adding together? 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we divide by 5. And then what is our goal average number we're trying to get to? 5. So then that's why you see it equaling 5 here. So the first thing we do is simplify the top part. 3.5 plus 5.5 plus 0 plus 5 gives you 14. Now this looks a lot easier to stomach. What would you do next here? Yes. Well, it is divided by 5. What's the opposite of division? Multiply. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5 so we can cancel out this 1 underneath. And then on the right, 5 times 5 is 25. So now you're left with 14 plus X because we were able to get rid of that 5. How do we move the 14? Subtract. 25 minus 14 is?
11.
Thanks. I was like, I know the answer. I want to know if you know the answer. So how many miles are we biking on Friday? 11 miles. Make sure you answer miles because it is a word problem. I will take off points if you don't label.
This is one of the easier questions we did.
Correct. 11 miles. I won't take off if you don't say 11 miles on Friday. As long as you say miles, we're good. All right, does everybody have that written down? Very good. I'm going to do the last example. Okay, so go to example 5 in your journals. So we got to example 5. Your school's drama club charges $4 per person for admission to a play. The club borrowed $400 to pay for costumes and props. After paying back the loan, the club has a profit of $100. How many people attended the play? So first, since this is a word problem, let's figure out what kind of math we're going to be doing. We know the ticket price, which is how much?
$4.
$4. And we multiply that times however many people we sold tickets to. Then we have to subtract how much we borrowed. How much did we borrow?
$400.
$400. And then all of that should equal our profit, which was what? $100.
So in total, did we make 500?
Depends on, we need to see how many people, we're trying to figure out how many people bought tickets.
Oh, but like in total, we made $500.
Depends how many people we sold tickets to. Probably. So you have this equation. Now we need to solve for X. So how would we solve for X here? Add 400. So then I get 4X equals 500. What do I do to solve for X? Divide by 4. So X equals 125. So that means I sold tickets to 125 people. Yes, Neil, to answer your question, the amount of cash that came in the door was $500. Way to do that in your head. It's good recognition. But the question was asking how many people did we sell tickets to? So 125 people. Any questions? All right, so your assignment is to finish all the way through monitoring progress number 11. Don't go into the exercises. That's tomorrow. And that's it for today. So,
Do you have to go back to the classroom now?
you have 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes. You might be able to get it done. Does everybody have the example? Can I close it?